Now, probably this kind of thing is despised by half the internet, maybe more. But nevertheless, I'm on this. The justification I'll make for it, it's a weekday, and I'm not completely stupid. There's not many people, as you can see, and I'm not running fast at all. This is my mission. This is part of the Living in Japan series, and within that, this is part of the Japan Walk and Talk. And I've been making these walk and talk videos, but specializing in riverside or seaside talks. And my talking will cut off now and again. The sun is pointed directly at me, and the one thing I forgot to bring, I brought spare headphones, 2 headphones. I've dressed perfectly correctly for a 2-hour bicycle. That's one thing I should talk about. I should set the scene first, shouldn't I? So we're gonna be, this will be a 2-hour thing. Now, technically speaking, with a really good assist bike, which is what I'm riding now, I've gotten to my destination in, actually, to be fair, even on this bike, I've gotten to my destination in 1.5 hours. Now, this is not a good bike. This is a second-hand bike. It is an assist bike. It's not an e-bike. So it doesn't just go by itself. I've still got to pedal it, but it's assisted by an electric motor. Then, yeah, so roughly 1.5 hours. Oh, I'll just let this pass. And yeah, on a good day, if I don't stop for a break, I can get to where I want to go in 1.5 hours. And riding along the river is kind of like it's always been a hobby of mine. Riding for long distances has always been a hobby of mine. I don't really consider myself like a passionate cyclist, though, in the true sense of the word. Like, I don't know anything about bicycles, much to my downfall. But I tell you what, I love it. I love to cycle around, and there aren't many things left to do at my age in Japan. It's a young man's game in Japan. I'm wondering, should I have gone that side? This is a really good bit. I'll show you this. So Japan is a funny country when it comes to bicycles. It's both an excellent and an extremely dangerous country at the same time. Two of those things are true. I watch a lot of cyclist YouTubers, and there's the one that's I watch the most. I don't know whether it's the best one, but the one I watch the most is this Canadian guy, and he moved. And he's always talking about, like, well, why is North America so bad when it comes to cycling? And the reasons for that are many and varied, and I'm sure you can imagine half of them yourself. I'll just wait a second while I get out of this. I don't want to cause any... There we go. I don't want to cause any hubbub. I'm not in any rush today. The only thing is, I don't know if you can see that from that angle, but that's my battery. Now, I didn't use my bicycle this year during 6-week summer holiday. And, oh, I've got some messages here. Hello, Miss Tabon, Miss Juan. Oh, I can hardly see it. You'll have to give me a second here. I'll pull over in a second and read these messages in a second. But hello to you all. I can see an Andrea. See my thing. It's really fishing thing there. Okay. Now where was I? I was going to read these messages. I'll read them in a sec. Right this minute. Hang on. It's a good place. Let me moor over here. Look at my hair. I look like a Dragon Ball character. Let's see. Marie Ann says, hi, hello. Andrea Schwensen says, what's up? Subscribed? Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for the subscription. I've been kind of a hermit for the last 10 years. I've been an introvert. I'm going steadily and steadily more that way. I used to video log when video logging was new. It was just, I never really had a passion to be a presence on YouTube, and I still don't particularly. It was just a way to let the people, family and friends, let them know A, what Japan is like, and B, to let them know that I'm alive and well. Alright, I'm gonna go, which side should I go? It's always a difficult one, this. I think I'll choose this one. That side is nice, but I think it's too bumpy. This one's a bit more straightforward. That's a nice kindergarten. There's a council-owned block of flats or block of apartments. I think this one is too. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, this is a way for me to, I don't know, just to get back into the swing of things and to sort of repair my channel, which is in desperate need of repair. Because I was actually doing really well at one point back in when did YouTube start? Like the latter 2006 or 7 or something like that, and I started around that time. Just as a goofy thing to do, and occasionally I would upload drawings and things like that. And then I started doing how to draw tutorials. Oh, here's the noise. How to draw tutorials, and they picked up a little bit of speed, and I think that's still the majority of my videos on this channel are the how to draw videos. Not that it matters. I'm sure I'm going to get criticism for the naysayers anyway, but you may think I'm being really reckless and dangerous. I'm hardly traveling fast at all. And also, bear in mind, I know this river very well. I've been cycling on it for over 15 years now, so I know where all the bumps and the cracks are. And as I said, it's a weekday, it's an afternoon. It's just gone up to 12 o'clock actually, and all the kids are either at home or at school. It's not like in the West where they're all playing. Although even that doesn't really happen anymore, is it? Let's see if I can just get past these guys. Funny thing about cycling in Japan is that even though every bicycle comes with a bell, they really hate you if you use it. Because same thing goes with, like, if you say excuse me, people just hate it. And it's like, well, okay, but I don't understand the alternative. Like, do you want me to just bump into you? Well, Isn't it better? Isn't it safer? But whatever. It is what it is. It is absolutely perfect, just like my manga hairstyle today. There's a big bunch of Hello Kitties up there, I probably can't see that. In fact, I don't know, probably probably the video quality isn't very good, I don't know. Everything, my phone is really old. Whoa, look at that. A lot of good colours there. So, what I'll be doing on this journey is I'll probably break it up into like 3 pieces. There's no way in hell that my battery's gonna last. I have a very old phone with a very terrible battery. But what I'll try to do is maybe recharge it along the way somehow. I have my iPad with me, so I might be able to plug it in there and charge it up there. But it's too nice a day to not cycle and not make a few videos. There's a big gorilla up there. Well, that's nice. That made me laugh. There we go. This is the start of the journey. I always wonder like how to break this journey down. I think of it in like 6 stages. I mean, you could break it down into 3 basic ones. It's like suburban, countryside, suburban. But I break it down again into like little towns. So I basically think of it in like 6 parts. So I'm in level 1 right now. This is chapter 1. And chapter 1 is the finicky part. There's a lot of curves. But as you can see, we're slowly getting into the farmlands now. We're just entering it right now, which is good. This is where it starts to get a little bit easier, and you can take a breath. There's some great colours, especially in the autumn. Or absolutely in the autumn. If you're ever going to visit Japan, do yourself a favour and do it in December or January or even February. Do not come in the warmer months. That's my best advice. If you come from a hot country, then I guess it doesn't really make a big difference. But everybody I've met who come from a hot country, from the Philippines, from Malaysia, from Singapore, and those countries can get pretty hot. But they say that the Japanese heat is unbearable even for them. And it's not because of the heat per se or the strength of the sun. It's because of the lack. It's kind of like the lack of rest that you get. It's very difficult to explain unless you experience it yourself, but ever since they introduced cool bees and things like that, which is lowering the air conditioning down for the sake of global climate or whatever, which is good in theory, but man, it's rough going, and I'm not even sure whether it achieves anything, to be honest. I really don't. And I think, I remember when that cool biz thing happened, I would say, from someone who's lived here over 20 years, that I think there's been an increase in suicides in a country that has a huge suicide rate, possibly Actually, that's a good point. I don't know which country has the largest one. I think it might be Japan, which is a scary thought. Like I say, when I get to these points, I'm always using two hands and I'm stopping where I need to stop. I do know the dangerous points, so please don't worry too much. At this part of the journey, I've got the wind against me, which is really bad. Really bad. It's going to slow me down a lot. It's lowering my chances of getting to my destination. This is what I was going to talk about earlier. I'm not even sure whether this battery is well enough to get me all the way there these days. It conked out on me roughly in this part. Actually, I was right about here when it happened, this bridge. Come to think of it, that's a weird coincidence. When I was coming back, and it was an arduous journey getting back without the battery, because this bicycle will not pedal properly without the battery being switched on, without power being fed into it. It just won't cycle. You can do it, but you have to put it on the weakest possible gear. Oh, that's the first time to see that, actually. All this new road that we put in. So, konnichiwa, domo. In case you're watching this after the fact, when it's not live, there's a Japanese person in the chat right now. I can't even see the name because of the sun, but I can see the word konnichiwa. Retro gym desu. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Look at that blue sky, not a cloud. Well, not that part anyway. There's a few over here, but nothing of significance. Good afternoon. Middle Eastern lady over there, I don't know where she's from, but I always make a point. Excuse me. Raise my hand. It's always a good idea to do that. He was a foreign guy. I just passed there. He didn't look too impressed. Well, I get it. I do get it. I know. I look like another annoying streaming BS. I get it. But it's the exception to the rule. I mean, look. There's a lot worse than me out there as far as streaming is concerned. And it's not like I'm in downtown Shibuya Crossing, and my God, there's plenty, but plenty. You can see for yourself, although I don't encourage it. It's very depressing. So check that out. I honestly don't know what to do with whether to break this up into parts, just see how far this battery will take me, or what. What? Anyway, it's a chance, if nothing else, it's a chance to enjoy the colours. And I'll say also that it's no bother to, it's really no bother to hold the phone like this. It's not like I'm using two hands. It's not like everybody uses two hands all the time anyway. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just making excuses. But whatever. I'm justifying it to myself. If you do like to check it out, I'm trying to do this every day, even if only for 15 minutes. So do subscribe, or even just a like or a comment. But if you subscribe, you can see it on other days, different parts. Trying to show you all the nice colours of Japan this season. And it's funny that I started going back to the video log at this point in history, because it really is, in many ways, the worst time to be here. You know, I don't want to talk about it because it's such a downer. I don't want to admit it's true. I'd rather think about something else, which is kind of the reason I'm doing it. It's like, I don't know how many years I'll be in Japan. Even though, I think I'm on the wrong side. I don't know if I can continue on this side. It's been such a long time. I think I should have been on that side. No, no, it's okay. No, I think there is still a chance. I'm usually on that side for some reason. Bridge. Okay, so as you can see, the farmlands are coming to an end. And we're reaching our new stage 2. Not all the stages are of equal length, but we completed like the first town area of Machida. Oh, by the way, this river is called Onda River, or the Japanese word for river is gawa, so it is Onda-gawa. And Onda-gawa here will turn into, well, it'll split off into 2 rivers, and I'm going to follow the Tsurumi River for the majority of this journey. So, let's see. No new people yet. Well, as I said, it's time to get my channel back in working order. I'll probably cut it around here because it's not so scenic, especially when we get really into the thick of those, into suburbia over there. Oh, we'll still be on the river, of course, but it's not that interesting to look at. So that's probably where I'll take my break. Sometimes I don't take a break at all, I just go straight through it. How's the battery doing? I think we're at 90%. I'm keeping it on long at the moment. The wind is blowing in all directions. What's that? I was just talking about this, like, trash dumping that takes place in Japan. I was talking about it with a Canadian friend of mine. It really makes me laugh how you'll have some SOB who dumps some trash, some big item that they don't want to deal with. Like we just saw a baby car there. We saw, I've seen everything. I saw a refrigerator the other day, just not even in the river or discreetly in a bush or anything, just on the path. So, and what they'll do is that the local, I don't know, the council or whatever, they'll stick on like a laminated notice onto the trash itself, saying, you're not supposed to do this, and we'll give you a week to remove it. And yeah, so good plan. I'll just put this down for a second. I'll stay on this side. I don't know why I always go this side, but I do. I tell you what though. Oh, wait a second. I've never noticed that. Did you see that then? There are 2 gravestones over there in front of that, like, industrial electrical point or something. And they look like Western gravestones, not even Japanese gravestones. That'd be horrendous if that's true. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, I don't know if they're gravestones, but they do look important. There's no... because the shape of them, they look like Western gravestones. No. Hopefully they're not. They're not gravestones of any description. That'd be terrible to build that there. It wouldn't surprise me though. It would not surprise me. Anyway, the sound of the river, the blue of the sky, the warmth of the sun, autumn colours. I'll take it. Not bad. As I was saying earlier, there's not much left to enjoy these days in Japan. I love all these. They're ugly in one way, but they're there's a beauty to these underscore the underbelly of big industrial bridges. Not that I want to encourage it, but there's a kind of like an eerie horror quality to it. I like it. It has its moments. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, the cost of living in Japan is ridiculous now. It's no 2 ways about it. It's ridiculous, and they're doing everything they can to get out. The new Prime Minister got voted in, and I was looking forward to the day that we'd see a female Prime Minister in this country. I've been here over 20 years, as I've said, and I didn't even think I'd live to see the day. And then she gets in and she turns out to be a huge fan of Margaret Thatcher. And if you're my age, you'll know what that means. Anyway, there's a Coke machine over there, yeah? So, in one of my earlier videos, in fact, I'll just get off and walk, I mentioned this Coke app. And I don't mean to be, I know Coca-Cola is probably a very evil company. Oops, hang on, hold it. But I'm gonna get a sports drink from up here, have a little break. In fact, we're just hitting the 30-minute mark there. So I tell you what, it seems like an ideal place to have a break, okay? So we're 25% of the way through the journey, so I'll cut it there. That's, yeah, perfect. I hope together we can find peace of mind. And as they say in Japan, o kyotsukete kudasai. Subscribe for more.